One of the things that's really important about that is how the lab is run. I'd love to say that you can do all of it externally, but there are certain steps you can do externally that I'll go into in terms of facilitating the space for tech transfer and developing the facilities, developing the recruitment of companies and the building off of the ideas. But if the ideas do not actually migrate out of the lab, if the leadership in the lab keeps everything internally, then there is a limit to what you're going to be able to do. And part of it is creating a culture change in the lab and convincing the lab that you're their partners and that they have a lot more to gain from it. One of the things, though, that will come up, and I'll just warn you on this, is that when it comes to selling the region and selling the resources, is that with the lab in particular, one of the key things that will happen with Sandy and is going to have to happen here is having a clear interface center just outside the lab, a place for technology transfer, for the, for dealing with businesses, for otherwise, and that's going to have to be in a location, and it can be probably should be on the South Carolina side, but it's got to be in a location that will provide a certain amount of centralization, whether you realize it or not. The key is that you don't just say, okay, everything's going to happen there, the benefits are going to be contained in a square mile or something like that. That's not how it's supposed to work. You want to have the technical colleges, you want to have USC Aiken, you want to have the Health Sciences University when you can develop that collaboration. And as you mentioned, you need to be able to have the areas for this interface and define them so you're going in with an idea of it. Now, in terms of the Health Sciences University, you happen to have, as we discussed a little bit before we're here, there's a real advantage in terms of access to radiology specializations, in terms of experience with radiation research, experience with isotopes, the ability to actually utilize it and say, hey, we have half the equation right here. You just need to engage the medical side and the application side of it. And you can already go in and say, we have international leadership on one half of it, and then just either identify who the key talent is already at the university or recruit that talent in to be able to take advantage of it. And one of the things that has to happen is that with tech transfer and with commercialization, with merging together resources, that you need to have at least a couple people who you recruit in who can provide mentorship and leadership in that regard, who've had some experience navigating that and know what's involved in terms of creating the local institutions. And the key is not to have somebody who comes in and just does it all on their own, because then you've just attracted one person or two people, and when they leave, it's over. You want them to be able to mentor the local leadership. You want to be able to grow the local talent and the institution so that it can survive one or two people.